take a sentimental journey. I'm gonna set my mind at ease. I'm gonna take a sentimental journey to renew old memories. Well, welcome back. That was the verse to Sentimental Journey, which we started working on last time for practicing that 4-chord C and that 4-chord G. And then we put that F9 in that extra chord. So look back on that, pull up that chart to look at it and see. And the question, I had a couple of questions today. One was, should we be practicing the F9 or the 4-finger F7 chord? And the answer to that is that jazz players see a 7th chord, and they don't think that as being F7, they think that as being F dominant. And then when they see that, they can play the 7th chord, or they can play any variety of a 7th chord. So they can play an F9 or a 13 or a flatted 13th or a flatted 9th or an augmented 9th. So for them, that's like a sign that says go, play whatever variant sounds good to you. So for our purposes, when we see an F7, we really have a choice of playing the F7 or playing the F9, depending on what sounds good to us at the moment, and we can play it one way one time and one way the other. In this particular song, when we're playing the verses, I like that F9. Take a sentimental journey. And when we play the bridge, which we're going to talk about in a minute, that 7, I just like, that's the time we're leaving. I like that F7. It's just kind of a simpler, marchier, punchier sound instead of such a kind of hanging out there sound. So anyway, anytime we're playing any of our songs and there's a regular 7th chord, if you want, you can play the 9th chord. We know that F9, so we also know the G9. So anytime you see a G7 or an F7, that's a possible substitution. The other question I had was, would I play it slow one time and then play it regular speed for a while so you could play along? And I will do that. We're going to talk about the bridge, and then I'll talk about, so go back and look at the chorus, kind of get that organized, and we'll talk about the bridge, and then we'll play it slow, and we'll play it regular speed. Also, Brian Olson posted on the Crestwin LLC a little video, duet of him and I playing Sentimental Journey in C. And so that will fit right in with what you're doing if you want to find that on the YouTube through the Crestwin site, and then you should be able to play along with us at regular speed. All right, so we got that. Gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna take a journey, G7, home, C. I'm gonna take that, and then F of some kind, F dominant, sentimental journey, C. Gonna take my G7 journey home. So those are the chords to the verse. It goes verse, verse, chorus, verse. And then we're going to talk about the bridge, or the middle part, and that starts on an F7. And I'm playing that 4-finger F7. You can play a regular F, but it kind of rings those notes out as opposed to kind of a jazzier sound to play and kind of let your hand relax a little bit. But the chords are 7, that's the time we're leaving, and then your 4-finger C, 7, I'll be waiting up, and then we're going to play D as the next chord, and we're just going to come up to 7, counting every mile, and then G7, railroad track, that takes me back. So that bridge part is F7. That's the time we leave. C7. I'll be waiting up for heaven, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Or you could play it without the 4-finger chords and be F7. That's the time we leave in 7. I'll be waiting up for heaven. D, counting every mile. G7, a railroad track that takes me back. So you have different options. Maybe if you're singing it, you would play one way. If somebody else was singing it, you would play the other way. And so the song goes verse, verse, bridge, verse. It's an A-A-B-A song. All right, so that being said, you have the chart, and let me show you. When I went to jazz camp, they would have a stage full of players, and off to the side, they had an overhead projector. They were very high tech there, and they had the chord chart on it, and these great, like, world-class players were playing, and somebody, either the professor or one of his graduate students, would sit there with a pencil on the overhead projector and tap out where they are in the song. For the 3-hour concert, they would tap out the chord changes, so you could look at the chord changes and hear the chord changes and watch the players. So that is, this is an app that I don't know how it's going to show here. Let's see if I can get a little more chord. That has Sentimental Journey. This is what I was playing to the other day. And basically it says that it's C, 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 and then do a D7, G, C, C, then F, C, G. So that's the way they do it. And when you play the song on the app, the bass player and drummer, and you can add a piano player if you want, but the bass player and the drummer then will play for our purposes, because we're going to play the piano part. But you'll see they'll count it off. Oops, they'll count it off. So here we are. They're going to give us a count of 4, 3, 4. It's gonna take, and it comes in yellow. Sentimental journey. Gonna set my mind at ease. Gonna take a sentimental journey to renew old memories. Then it goes back to the top. Back and right my reservation. Spend each time I could afford. Like a child in wild anticipation. Long to hear that all aboard. Now here's the bridge. That F. That's the time we're leaving C7. I'll be waiting up for D heaven. Counting every mile. G, a railroad track takes me back. And then the last verse. Never knew my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna take that journey home. And then they just play it. They'll play it as many times as we want to. They'll play it at any speed we want to. So, look at those. The verses we did last time. Look at the bridge we do this time. And then I'm going to just play it through. That was 100 beats a minute. And I'm going to slow it down to 70 beats a minute. And we can play along with this. And then I'll play this along with the other one for a while, or watch Brian and I play. and you be the ukulele player. So here we are, Sentimental Journey in the key of C. It's going to be 70 beats a minute, and that count off is going to be this beat. Okay, count off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna take a sentimental journey. That's pretty slow, but that's what we're gonna do. All right. So here's our count off. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna set my mind at ease. G, C. Gonna take F. Sentimental journey. I'm playing the ninth. Gonna do old memories. Got my back and I got my reservation. Spend each time I could afford. GC got the child in wild anticipation. I long to hear that all about 7. I'm playing a regular F7. That's the time we leave in C7. I'll be waiting up D heaven. Just moved everything up to counting every mile. G7, a railroad track that takes me back. Never knew my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gonna take that sentimental journey. Gonna take that journey home. That's the whole song. Bop and C, ba-da. G, F, F9 in this case. So that's twice through the song at 70 beats a minute, and that's pretty lopey. Now we're gonna tune our, most people play this about 100 beats a minute. It's the kind of the comfy zone, and we'll run it through a couple times with that. And then I'll get out of it and just let the drummer play for you. So here we are, Sentimental Journey, 100 beats a minute, key of C. And you have the chart, but kind of work to get away from the chart. So we start thinking about the rhythm, start thinking about your part of making that steady rhythm. And those chords, we know this song, we can sing it, and we know there's only 3 chords. So here we go. 2, 3, 4. Gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna set my mind at ease. Gonna take a sentimental journey to renew old memories. And I got my reservation. Spend each time I could afford. And like a child in wild anticipation, long to hear that whole abode. 7, that's the time we're leaving. 7, I'll be waiting up for heaven, counting every mile of railroad to ride that takes me back. Never knew my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? I'm gonna take a sentimental journey, gonna mental journey home. Gonna take a sentimental journey, gonna set my mind at G7C. Gonna take a sentimental journey, C, to renewal, G7C, C. G7, C, F, C, G7, C. Bridge set F7 and C, D, and G7. Last verse, C, G, C, F9, C, and G7. First verse. Second verse. Bridge. Last verse. One more. That's it. All right, so those are some exercise to do on that sentimental journey, and hope that helps. This is long, but these exercise ones, sometimes you can play them, and then you can go back and play along with them. If you get to a part that gets stuck, just go back over and over that part. And I hope that's helpful. And we had a couple more people interested in kind of recording those first sessions, so I may work on doing that over the next week or so. While I'm home, while you're home, be safe, be well, and trust in Him. And we'll do this again soon. We have a Zoom class. We'll have a Zoom gathering sometime. It's really hard to play with Zoom, but it's good to do show and tell and answer questions. And we'll put that on my schedule too. All right, God bless. Take care.